So EA decided to double down um, with the commitment to AI. And they believe that 50% of our development process will be impacted. And this is somebody that's wanting to work in the industry. EA was actually one of my favorite, one of the companies I really want to work with so much. I do. Ever since playing Battlefield 2 Modern Combat, I've always wanted to work for this company because of the games that they make. And it's amazing, like Need for Speed Underground, like the Underground series, Most Wanted, the 2005 edition, not the Criterion one, I'm sorry, but the one that was actually made by like EA, not Criterion, by EA themselves, was really good. Need for Speed Carbon was actually good too. Yeah, like all those games were actually like really cool, really fun, really cool to use. All right, or to play, sorry, not to use, but fun playing. Let's see here. So the CEO, Andrew Wilson, also expresses desire for AI impact in the same YouTube impacted film. Oh, okay. So let's see here. So pretty much the CEO, Andrew Wilson, is wanting to make generative AI in the game development process. That's what he's been saying. In an investor call held yesterday, or on May 7th, executives were asked how the publisher would implement generative AI into game production pipelines. Wilson explained that we are still very early in the AI revolution, or at least the generative AI evolution. But that believes that more than 50% of our development process will be positively impacted by the advances in the generative AI. I mean, pretty much, hey, what's going on? How can we make our things better? We should really go into AI, because pretty much everything else is either starting, or if they haven't started, if they're not already using it, other entertainments are using AI, which is crazy to me. All right. Wilson continued to tout the technology, claiming that it would make game development more efficient, and that we've moved from being able to create stadiums in 6 months to 6 weeks. We also compared how FIFA 23 launched with 36 run cycles or animations, while EA Sports FC had 12. So it seems like, using the generative AI, it seems cool. Like you can get things done quicker and possibly put the game out faster, but it's not. You're doing, well, how would I say it? You're doing artificial creations that are used from the net over talent. So instead of having somebody who that does really good at architecture, and they want to put it into the game, they're like, no, forget that. We'll just have this AI create it, which is kind of scary, because the thing is, something could go wrong with it. Also, when it comes to, and I'm just talking about like on the environmental art standpoint, if they don't have let's say if they don't have licensing for like stadiums and stuff, and the AI creates that, then what? Because like creates a stadium that represents a stadium, an actual like a real life stadium, then what? Because if you would search up a stadium on the net in that AI, I guess that's what the AI would do. It's like it just searches up stuff on the net, pretty much, that's available on the net. It would just look at pictures and stuff of actual stadiums and then like make the stadium like that, which would be an issue. Okay. The EA boss reiterated that using AI would help the company build products on a global basis at a faster rate, and allow developers to get to the fun more quickly. He also claimed that there is real hunger amongst our developers to get get to this as quickly as possible. So this is what I'm not entirely sure about. I understand like people want to get to the actual, the nitty gritty, the good stuff when it comes to doing designing, developing in a game. They just want to get into the engine, but there's more stuff that you have to do beforehand. You'd have to do a whole design document. I don't know if developers have a design document as well, or the programmers and stuff too, but have like all these talks and like put it on paper, and then have more discussions about it and like how these will work out left and right. I'm guessing that's what it is. But I mean, everybody has to have a good, clear understanding of it, how the process and the pipeline is going to work as well when it comes to these things. So, although it's like, hey, we want to get to stuff faster, we want to get to all the good stuff like faster, quicker and faster. But if you do a testing of it and something doesn't work out because of going through a different process, like then you have to backtrack a lot. Yeah, you guys probably have to backtrack like a lot of going from the coding of it, from that not from only the coding of it, but also from like was it something that was visual, was it something that was actually mechanical that was in it, things like that. Sorry, my brain was just like tearing into like in a designer standpoint and an art standpoint. It was just like tearing apart, and I was like trying to like answer both of them in some way. So hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, just reiterating that it would help the company build products on a global basis. But hopefully, like when it comes to the generative AI, when it comes to this, I hope that it's more of the generative AI is more of like things like small, tiny things that like the developers don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's like making a small adjustment to how would I think of it as a design? Like I'm trying to think of it like if I was like in a designer standpoint, because we do the everything on, obviously we have everything on paper. We do a block out or gray box. We do either a block out, gray box, white box of a level, and then incorporate like what we're going to put inside the said level in the game. But it's like I guess the smaller things was like, hey, we need you to make this platform move from left to right, type of thing. I guess you would have the AI do that, if that's what I'm guessing. So I'm not entirely sure about what they mean by that. Hopefully it's just like the minor stuff that people just don't want to do. Hopefully the AI just does that. That's what I'm guessing. Obviously, when you do that, still somebody has to oversee it, and then also somebody has to test it, because if it doesn't work, then they can easily calculate it and have that and fix the code. Let's see here. While discussing developers wants, it's worth noticing that EA laid off 5% of staff, around 670 people, this February, as the publisher was streamlining company operations. In Wilson's own words at the time. Less than a year before that, EA booted another 6% of its workforce, over 700 workers. One can only wonder what an even more streamlined, efficiency-focused, AI-fueled development pipeline means for the people making games. So yeah, this fears like people are literally going to, people fear that they're going to lose their jobs over this. And then it comes to the point where it's like, when you're creating a game where you just want pretty much AI to create the game, I don't feel like it's going to do well. Even if you're overseeing it, because people that are like developers, programmers, artists, animators that put everything into a game, like you like literally emotion and thought and like in the thought process and everything into a game, it feels more, how would I say, it feels more real. Like you can actually feel like, oh, you could actually be like, okay, they really like took pride in this. They really took pride in this. If you have an AI that does it, it's just it would be kind of bland, wouldn't it? That's my guess. Because wasn't there a company that actually made it? They made it like a fully AI game. Hey guys, post-production, Chino here. Just want to let you guys know more about that information with the studio. It's actually Keywords Studios. They were actually a studio that helped make Skull and Bones. They also helped make Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, Sonic Dream Team, and Steam World Build, a few other games too. Actually, they were credited on 162 games from 2015 to 2024. And if you guys are trying to find more of the links here, all you have to do is just type in Keyword Studio, and you can just type in AI afterwards, and it brings up actually a few lists here. I actually have the articles right here. Basically, the CEO telling them that, yeah, experimental game design is purely made with AI because failed because it's not able to replace actual talent. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see this, and like I said, it's everywhere. Like, it's not only IGN, because I know some people don't really believe in IGN, which is totally fine. But then you have other ones like Video Games SI saying the same thing. You also have PC Gamer Insider, and then also Yahoo Tech as well. So if you guys want to read more up on it, I'll be sure to put some of the links in there down below. Square Enix, what's this one? Square Enix released an AI-powered remaster on Steam. The game client of choice for PC gamers sits an embarrassing, very negative rating, with only 32% of the over 350 reviews being positive. Let's see. That it makes the worst rated Square Enix game on Steam. AI equals text adventure, wrote one user who gave up less than an hour into the game. There was a person that another thing. The video I was looking for was actually from a creator named Charlanazard. It was a YouTube short, and she was going more into this, talking about Keyword Studios. So I'll be sure to have that link down below too. All right, so you can check that out. Back to the original stuff. Like, if you're gonna make a fully AI, make a full game straight up of AI, it's pretty much, it seems like it's going to be dead. And I try not to be like super negative about these about like games and stuff like that. I try to give it the benefit of the doubt, but the thing is, like, if I'm playing a game that's AI generated and it's just like a robotic voice the whole time, because it's a robotic voice reading a script, I'm just gonna be like, okay, I'm speaking to a robot. You create, like, you created an AI level, or an AI created a level, and it's like, okay, I want to have Rome with that looked infected or something, and like stuff just didn't, like, things didn't like artistically make sense. Like, why would something be here? Because that is something that I've learned, like, going through art program and everything like that. It was like, when you place stuff, like when you place textures, when you're placing like static meshes and stuff inside levels, you got, like, there has to be a reason behind it. But the thing is, you can't, what they would tell you is you cannot explain it yourself. You have to like, the level or the picture or the image of that level has to basically speak itself. That is something that that was hard for us to do when we were creating like a level or anything like that. We had to make it, and then once we were being graded upon it, we couldn't speak. Like, we were not allowed to speak. If we were going to speak, we'd lose a grade. Like, our grade would go down, a full grade. Even if they ask a question out loud, we weren't able to say. We're not able to say anything. Everybody else that's like observing like our level and stuff, they can say something, but us, the people that create it, we can't say anything. Which is, it's a way how to learn feedback. But I think what's going on with this whole thing when it comes to with just the industry itself, it just seems like not it doesn't seem like they're listening to their consumers, like, you know, the, I guess, the community. My brain is just, sorry, it's doing the thing again. But yeah, it feels like it's that, like, they're not really listening to the community or anything of that nature. It's more of a, how can we get more money? How can we get more money? Actually, let me rewind that. How can we make a game that will give us more money, but we don't have to spend as much? So it's like less money to make a game, but then generate even more money. And I guess that's what the AI thing is. So the last part they said is, it says, despite those concerns, Wilson claims that the move doesn't intend to replace what we do, but to augment, enhance, extend, and expand the nature of what interactive entertainment can be in such a way, can be in much the way YouTube did for traditional film and television. YouTube is the home of great creators and videos, sure, but it's also a platform driven sustainably by algorithms. The shift to streaming content has also largely hurt theatrical movie-going and traditional TV models. So make of that as you will. From Sony to EA, gaming's major players are getting into AI. They need to have like a study, like literally, they need to do like a study, like, you know how they did like Family Feud. We ask 100 men, this and that. It's like we ask thousands and thousands of people about traditional and AI, like the difference, like what do they prefer, and go from that. That's just me personally. Maybe they have, but I feel like this whole going AI thing, and this is me personally. I'm just not. I'm sorry. I'm anti-AI. I don't like using AI. I know I have AI stuff in my phone or like on apps and stuff, and I try to turn them off. I try to turn them off and disable them. If I can't, then I just literally delete it. That's just me personally. I just delete it. Because we're investing so much in this artificial intelligence, and we're not investing much into human intelligence. So people think it's a great idea, but this stuff right here is going to be worse. It's going to get worse and worse and worse, where pretty much you're going to have a whole studio or a whole company, eventually a whole company, that is just creating games, like just AI generating games and just pushing them out left and right. And then it's just going to be like crap game after crap game after crap game. Or there might be a good one. There might. But it's just going to lose. It's just going to lose, you're just going to lose people. You're going to lose communities. You're going to lose player bases. You're going to lose consumers overall. And then also your shareholders are probably going to be like, well, I thought this was a good idea. It sucks. And they're pulling away from it and going to another company. So this whole YouTube thing at the end is true. Because before, YouTube was doing all like TV shows, movies, and things like that. Like traditional TV shows and stuff were a thing. Going out to movies, it was a thing. It still is a thing here and there for the movie part, but people don't want to go outside. People don't want, like, if a movie comes out or a TV show comes out and I don't have to watch commercials and stuff, they're gonna sit there and watch it. They'd rather do that than, actually just like watch a TV show. I remember back in the day for me when I was watching TV, it was like if a commercial came up, that was for you to go get something to eat or use the restroom or do both, and then you come and sit your ass back down. If you missed it, you missed it. And then TiVo came out, and then it was still TV and movies and stuff were still a thing. And then streaming services, obviously everything just goes straight there, and they don't go on to TV and stuff. So it kind of sucks, but we're in a world where things are advancing, things are changing constantly. What do you guys think about all this like I said, it's gonna be crazy. Later.